All right, it is week 3, and I want to talk about calibrating your pH pen. You may have this one, you may have a different one. If you have a different one, it's going to have its own instructions. I don't know how helpful this will be, other than to say by week 3, every week, what I like to do is to take my pH pen, and I've got this calibration fluid. I'll leave a link in the video. This one is a perfect 7.0. This one's a perfect 4.0. What I do is I've got these little mini Dixie cups. I wrote 7 and 4 because I just keep reusing them. Because if you've got a cup that's dirty or there's like soap scum or something in it and it's got a different pH, then it can actually alter that. So every week before I pH my stuff, I at least pour a little bit of that into the 7 and put my pH meter in there and say, all right, it's 7.1. So I could just go ahead and do my chemicals or do my food and make sure that I pH and just remember to stay a little bit higher. But it's been a while since I calibrated. I'm just going to calibrate it. Blue Labs has this little care kit that they sell separate that I'll also link. This is just some mild soap, and it comes with this little like toothbrush looking thing. So what you do to clean it is you take a little bit of the soap here, put it down in there. You're gonna get just a little bit of water, a little bit of hot water there, and get your, it's in here. And then I'll need 2 hands for this. There we go. And then I will just go and scrub that little sensor very lightly. So, you've got your sensors in here. What happens is you're sticking this down in that food that is like brown and sludgy and your water, and it's going to get a film on it. And that causes the pH to not be read correct. So I'm going to go ahead and scrub this down. I'm going to do it afterwards. I'll even actually just stick this in the water like this, let it soak for a little bit. I'll go ahead and scrub it again. And then to pH it, once I'm done, I will take, let me just rinse this off. It says to rinse it with distilled water, but my distilled water that I buy from the store is measuring 8 or 9. So it's not the same as distilled water. So I'll go ahead and rinse it. I'll do a little, just, dry the outside a little bit. And then to calibrate it, I'm going to show you calibrating it, even though mine isn't ready. I'm gonna go back and scrub it. I would scrub it just a little bit more, let it soak a little bit more, get that good and clean. But I don't want to do 2 videos, so I'm going to show you how to calibrate it if you've got a Blue Labs. Yours will be similar, could be different, but yours could have 3 different chemicals, 7, a 4, and then something near 10. So you have to read the instructions. If it requires 3, you can't calibrate with just 2 solutions. So I'm going to turn this on. I've got it in the 7. And I'm going to let it sit in here and settle until it stops changing. And of course, mine's just cleaning it was enough to make it right on. But I'll go ahead and calibrate it anyway so you can see how that looks. So to calibrate it, you hold in the CAL button, the cal button. And then it'll have these zeros come along. And once they're done, it's going to tell you the pH is 7.0. All right, any day now. There we go. Cal 1. Okay, 7.0. So then what you do is you take it and you do a quick rinse off here. Again, you can do distilled water. I just use tap water. Make sure it's dried off. And then put it down in 4. And you let it sit there until it kind of settles. I kind of swirl it around a bit. course, mine's already perfect. Usually mine's like 4.2. I do this, I check it every week. And I calibrate it at least once a month. So now that it's kind of staying still, I'm going to hold in the cal button. And it knows this is the second calibration. And it sees it's looking for 4. And it goes through. And yeah, it'll be down here in just a second. And that's really it. Now, once you do that, you know that your calibration is right on. If you go and test it before you pH your water and it says 7.1, 7.2, you can just round down and say if you're targeting 6.5, make sure it's 6.7, 6.6, 6.7. So you just do the math to change it. All right, now it's done, and I'll just give it one more rinse before I go and pH my own water. So again, I wanted to make it clear too, when you're doing your food, this is week 3, so you will follow the feeding schedule for that we talked about in an earlier one. You'll put in the food that it designates, and then you'll shake your water up, make sure that it's good and mixed, and then you'll dump it into a little cup like this. And I don't rinse these cups once I'm done with them. I just kind of swirl it around so I know that this cup has got a nice 4 pH for the inside of it. And I just put that in a drawer and I keep it for next week. So kind of, there we go. That way I know my cups are good. But again, remember pH is absolutely everything. If you have the wrong pH, you might as well not be feeding your plants because they're not going to absorb the right nutrients. There are charts out there where it shows nutrients, what nutrients can be absorbed at what range, and 6.3 to 6.8 is ideal, with 6.5 being the best, and that's where your plants can absorb all the nutrients. So that's it for calibration. I will do another video and show you where we're at with week 3, and I'm feeding today.